1 year ago today, one of those days we're never going to forget. Now, leaving the misery of 2020 behind, we were optimistic about what the new year would bring.
And then around 12:30 p.m., to the horror of so many people, the events of January 6th began to unfold right there on live television. A massive group of Trump supporters violently storming the U.S. Capitol, attempting to stop the certification of the 2020 presidential election.
And today, on this 1 year anniversary, President Biden delivers a powerful speech at the Capitol.
ABC's Faith Abube joins us live from the Capitol with how the nation's leaders marked that day.
And Shannon, President Biden was in rare form today, fiery as he talked about the Capitol attack, calling on those in power to act and protect American democracy. In what some say was his best and most forceful speech yet about the January 6th insurrection.
We must be absolutely clear about what is true and what is a lie.
President Biden blasting former President Donald Trump's, quote, web of lies that led to last year's deadly Capitol attack. He did so without once mentioning Trump by name.
Because his bruised ego matters more to him than our democracy or our Constitution. He can't accept he lost.
The president also criticizing the violent mob of Trump supporters who stormed the U.S. Capitol a year ago for threatening American democracy, some of them using chemical irritants and armed with flagpoles as weapons when they stormed the U.S. Capitol, even erecting a gallows on the Capitol grounds while chanting. Some of the police officers who defended the Capitol and our democracy that day sharing their harrowing stories with ABC's David Muir.
It crossed my mind at the time that, this might be it.
In the House chamber, Democrats pausing for a moment of silence and adding their stories.
I was within 30 feet of these nasty, bigoted insurrectionists.
Republican lawmakers, including those who'd condemned the violence a year ago, absent from the memorial ceremonies today, except Liz Cheney, co-chair of the House committee investigating January 6th. Her father, former Vice President Dick Cheney, by her side, saying he's, quote, deeply disappointed with current GOP leadership. And guys, a few of the Republican lawmakers who skipped out on today's remembrances were actually in Georgia for former Senator Johnny Isakson's funeral. That includes Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell, who's now blasting Democrats, saying that they're, quote, trying to exploit this anniversary to try to advance their partisan policy goals. In Washington, at the U.S. Capitol, Faith Abube, Denver 7.
Thank you, Faith. Now, today, Colorado Senator Michael Bennet spoke on the Senate floor about the anniversary of January 6th, and he says the nation needs to come together like the people in Boulder County did after the Marshall Fire.
And I sat there thinking to myself as I was with my daughters watching those fires on the television set, how much we actually need each other, If there is one reason that we should be one nation under God, it's for a natural disaster like the one that's just occurred in Colorado.
And Colorado Congressman Jason Crow announced today he's marking this 1 year anniversary with 3 actions that, in his words, reaffirm democracy. First is launching a Democracy in Action toolkit. It's a list of ways for Americans to get involved in the election process. Also, he's working with a congressman from Minnesota on a House resolution to call January 6th Democracy Day. And Crow presided over testimonials of members of Congress who were there January 6th. Crow was one of those people trapped in the House chambers on the day of the riot. This picture shows him taking cover in the gallery there.
And here in Colorado, several groups gathered at our state capitol to hold what they call a rally to save our democracy. The League of Women Voters of Colorado, Mi Familia Vota, and the NAACP called on Congress and the president to pass voting rights legislation immediately.